Hey guys, today we are going to discuss the last concept in administration part. Okay, flow designers. Write it down. Flow designer. Flow designer. Write it down. Flow designer is a process in ServiceNow. Flow designer is a process in ServiceNow which are which are which are used to which are used to write it down one by one or in a bullet points or something. Used to automating process, automating process in a single design environment. In a single design environment. Environment. Next one. Next one. We use natural language. We use natural language. We use natural language. Next one. We automate. We automate approvals, tasks, emails, or email notifications. Email notifications and table operations. And table operations, which is nothing but grid operations, grid operations without script, without script, without script. Next point. It is reusability. Flow designers can be used multiple times. Reusability. Reusability. Next line. Integrate with external systems. We integrate with external systems. Full stop. Full stop. Next, keep the subheading as Flow Designer Components. Flow Designer Components. Write it down. Flows, subflows, subflows, trigger conditions, and actions, etc. Actions, etc. Flow designer components, we have flows, subflows, trigger conditions, and actions, etc. We'll stop. Okay, so let us discuss about flow designers first. Okay, so before going into like in flow designers, we are sure about like in workflows, right? So workflow is nothing but a sequence of activities which we are going to perform lot of operations over there by using activity core activities from a right side corner. Right. So the requirement is something, and then the flow we do have like a kind of flow or process that should be performed based on like in any table. Then we can create a flow designer according to the requirement. We can add the activities, and from there we can do the process. It might be like in creating tasks or approvals or notifications or anything. Okay, so in the same way, this is sort something advanced kind of flow designers, which I can say, which is a process in ServiceNow, which we are going to use automating a process. So in a single design environment, which we are going to process it, which we are going to set up one kind of flow over here, according to that specific flow, which we are going to work on that specific. It's nothing but the process will go according to the steps or is the flow, whatever which we configure in a flow designer. Okay, and one more advantage over here is like, so no need to go with like in scripting or coding or something else, just like workflow. Workflow, we do have a run script, one activity over there. So there we can write script and we can execute something if the requirement is beyond to this one. Okay, so here without scripting only, which we can achieve a lot of stuff as well. So upon checking like in the flow designer, it will be something very understandable as well for us guys. So that's what which we can call it as a natural language. Upon checking the flow designers, simply we'll get to know what is the condition of that specific one, what's the flow is going on, what's the trigger conditions is like and happening. Okay, what is the execution result will be. So we can estimate something. That's what upon checking directly in the flow designers that we can understand very easily, so that which we can call it as a natural language. Okay, so here we are going to automate approvals, task, email notifications, and then table operations as well. So all this which we can do in a flow workflow as well, but even though you can do in like in flow designers too. Okay, so this is for something without script which we can go ahead actually. So you might get like in one query over here, so which I can perform like in by two. Let's say example, I got a requirement, so that can be fulfilled by using a workflow and even a flow designer as well, which one I need to choose. So that is up to actually. So if you're comfortable with like in workflow, then work with like in workflow. You're comfortable with like in flow designers, then go with the flow designers. But the thing is like, and this is advanced stuff which we got recent versions. Okay, and before this, we have a workflow. So any of the thing which you can go ahead and you can go use it. Okay, so let's say if I created one flow designer for like an catalog service catalog. So just navigate to like an catalog item, and from there in the process engine session, we have a flow. So there you can add on this flow designer name, and that will be activated and that will work on. Or else in case if you work on like in workflows, and the same with the process will be like and also will be the same. Just go to the service catalog item. Okay, they give the process engine name in the session of process engine, give the workflow name over there, and that will be attached to that specific catalog item, and the sequence of activities will be done according to the workflow, whatever we configured before. Okay, so that's how any of the thing which you can go ahead actually. Okay, and this is for something reusability. So we know about this as well. Reusability is something, let's say one trigger condition which I mentioned over there. Let's say example. Okay, for one specific record, it worked, it executed according to like in the actions also it applied. Then what, whenever I got like in one more record as with the same condition, then that also will work. That's what which we can say reusability, which we can use again and again. And this specific workflow designers can be used for like in multiple catalog items as well. So not only for like in catalog items, which we can call even in the integrations as well with the external systems. So we are going to discuss about like an integrations too, right? In the next classes. So even integrations also, which we can use this flow designers, even for like an REST API, SOAP API, and all this stuff and all. Okay, so that kind of stuff and all, which we will discuss in the further concepts, which whenever we are discussing about like an integrations over here. Okay, so as of now, just focus on like in this stuff. Okay, so this is how which we are going to work on the flow designers actually. So let me repeat it again. Flow designers is something, it is a kind of a process which we have in our service now instance. We are going to automate a process. So the process might be like in anything, it depends on requirement. Just like in workflow, it all the functionality or the specific purpose of like in using the flow designers is nothing but something which we are making, or is something which we are configuring very comfortably, which I can say without script. Okay, so which we are going to automate approvals, task notifications. Okay, and which we can go with like in create other stuff as well, any records or something else which we can work on, like in create, read, update, delete operations in any other table without script. Okay, which we can go with like in reusability as well, and we are going to use this in integrations as well. Okay, and see, we do have like in components as well. So components is something, so to go ahead with like in implementing a flow designers, we just need some tools or some kind of like in things over here. That's what which you can call it as of creating a flow or subflow, and then setting up like in conditions, and then based on that conditions what should be performed actions. That's it. So I'll show you this stuff as well. Let me navigate to like in flow designers in the left navigation menu. Okay, just go ahead with like in flow designer, type it out of flow designer. See, under process automation, okay, we have flow designers. Just open this. Okay, so let me just for like an example, let me go to the incident table as well. Yeah, so let this come up. So flow designer is something just like in workflow only, which we are going to work on, but this is a kind of like an advanced thing which you got it. And one more thing, if the interview which they are asking about like an are you aware of, or else are you worked on workflow designers, just tell them like I know about it and I have explored a lot on this, but as a working experience I haven't got a chance to work on flow designers. You can go with like in the workflow and you can explain it, even the flow designers as well. Okay, so that's how which it will work on. If I go ahead with like in this flow designers with like in yes I know and I worked on this specific one, so you might get an answer questions regarding like in use cases. They might give like an any kind of use cases which they worked on and something which is new for you guys. Okay, so you can answer them if you're pretty sure about like in those use case as well, then answer very confidently. That will add a weightage or impression to that guy. Okay, so why I'm not sure why it's still loading. So and this flow designers is also just like in workflows only. We do have a new button over here. See, we have a flows, subflows, actions, and execution result also. We can check it out, and connections and help also. Okay, so the existing flow designers here we do have almost 53. Okay, so these are the out of the box flow designers we have over here. Okay, so let me go over to top and let me click on like a new to create a new flow designer. So whenever I click on like a new, I got the three drop downs. One is like in flow, other is like in subflow, another is like an action. So flow is nothing but something which we are starting from scratch. It's like in the main root or the source of a flow which we can start from here. If it is like in subflow, under the flow we can add on like in subflows as well, just like a child. So if I want to create like in subflows, then I can go with the subflow. And here actions, so actions is something which we can set up like in few what is it, actions over here. So based on our conditions and triggering kind of stuff, whatever we implemented according to that, the actions will perform. Okay, so now let me click on like in the flow, and here see we'll get like in one pop-up window over here with the flow properties, with the flow name, description, application, production, and run as. After giving these details, click on submit, and our new flow designer will be created. Then we can add a conditions and actions over here, and we'll test it out there. Okay, so let me give a name over here of like in anything. Let me give it like in test flow. Okay, so the name of our flow designer is test flow, and give the application is like in global, and description we know about it, right? So anything which you can go ahead, so which is like in demonstration purpose or testing purpose, which I can go. But in general, in your project point of view, just give the purpose of using this or else purpose of implementing this flow designer. Okay, and then application we can go with like in global and scoped applications as well. As we know, we are going ahead with like in global, it will work for like in the whole instance, whole global scope. If I go to like in any specific scope, then this flow designer will work only in that specific scope only. Okay, and production. So here we can go with like in read only. So if whenever I click on like in read only, so no other person cannot edit this one. Only I can add, only I can edit, and that all the users will get like and read only. They cannot edit anything. Okay, so no need to give a production as of now, and run as. So who is going to run? So who initiates a session? Okay, so here you can go with like an who is going to initiate it or else system user, anything which you can choose on, but I'm not giving a right now over here because I'm not going to give any restrictions for this flow designer. Okay, just click on submit. So now our test flow is created. See our test flow, which is inactive. Okay. So now let's go with like in the other options, whatever which we have over here. And then I will go with the use case, and I'll show you the execution of this as well. Okay. So I told you right here we have a trigger, conditions, and actions. So trigger is nothing but something which we are going to add on a conditions over here. See here, record based, we have a create, update, create or update, and data kind of stuff. We do have like in all this stuff and all, and application kind of oriented, everything which we have, right? So let's say example, I just need to go ahead with like in normal tables. Okay, so then go ahead with like an I just need to, if it is like in any record is created, let me go with the use case first. That will be very and clear for you guys. Okay, so whenever I'm going to create any record or whenever I'm going to update any record, okay, with a condition of like in category something, let's say network. If I create a new incident record with a category value as network, or else if I update the new record, existing record with like a category as a network, this is a condition, then I just need to auto populate assignment group over here. So not only the specific simple use case, you can go with like in any use case. Just for like an understanding purpose, I'm just going ahead with like in this one. Okay, so you got the condition, right? The use case of this flow designer. Whenever I create new incident record or else when I update a record with like in categories network, I need to update assignment group value over here. Auto population should come based on category here. Not only assignment group, you can go with like in any field or any kind of stuff as well. That's your wish. Not only incident table, you can go with any table as well. Even that also your preference. Okay, so here we do have like a condition called created or updated, right? So whenever I create a record or else whenever I update a record, then this should come up. Okay, so select the table. So in which table you are going to do this incident? Just give the table over here incident. Okay, so if I want to add any conditions over here or filters, okay, so here I can go ahead with like in the conditions. What's the condition? Category is network. Let's say example. You can go with like an or condition and uncondition as well. So it's my wish. It's depend on requirement which I go ahead actually. Okay, and here see run trigger. So when we need to go ahead actually only once for each unique change, only if not currently running for every update. Okay, so we'll go with like an every update because whenever the update happens, this should work on. Okay, and I can go with like an additional options, and here see I can add like a few more kind of stuff as well. Okay, so this is not much required now. So now see, I just added like in the condition whenever instant record is created or updated, and then category is like a network. Okay, then I just need to trigger this condition. Okay, now we can delete it, we can cancel it, and we can save it. So just click on done. So now see, upon checking or else upon checking on like in this trigger condition, we will get to know what's the condition when instant is created or updated. Okay, where category is network. That's the trigger condition which we mentioned over here. So half of a part is like and done. So whenever the condition is like and done, what is the action over here? Auto populating a field in a assignment group. So just go to the actions over here and then click on actions. We have actions, flow logic and subflow. Okay, so if I click on like an actions, which I can set a automatic stuff over there. Okay, if I go with like in flow logic, so here I do have like a lot of logics over here. Okay, so dynamic flow, and we have like in for each and else, if condition, switch and everything. Okay, and from here also we can call workflows too. And here see subflows. Subflows is nothing but if I create like in any child flows or something else from here, which I can attach that specific subflow over here, and that will work on. Okay, so now as of now, the kind of stuff over here is nothing but we are going to go ahead with like an actions. So actions which go ahead with like an update record. So see, in the first one, so most recent of here we do have like in the second one last update record, right? Just click on this. We can send the updates, notifications and everything over here. Okay, and action is nothing but update record. We are updating a record. Okay, or else creating a record, waiting for condition, lookup record, everything which you can go ahead and approvals, notifications. That's what we discussed, right? So all the stuff which we can perform. Okay, as of now, let me go with the update record because we are going to update a record. Okay, so now the record. So what's the record over here actually? So record is nothing but here we are just going ahead with like in pull the picker. Okay, so pulling up like a trigger. Okay, and incident record. So why I have given over here, so the trigger condition what we have done over here, right? Incident created or updated and instant record, right? So that's what which I have pulled from here, clicking on data pull picker from record. So from here we can set up that for which record we need to update it. Okay, table which we already have given over here, that will take as a automatic. And what kind of action should perform over here? Just go ahead with like an assignment group and then select the assignment group over here. Let's say the network, right? Category. I'm going to set up like a network over here. Okay, and I can open this record as well, and then I can go ahead with like an toggle scripting on assignment group, and I can pick up like an from my picker as well, or else I can delete this row. Okay, if I want to add like a few more stuff as well, then add field value, and you can set up like in multiple fields as well. Okay, and click on done. Okay, so now what we are doing, we are just going ahead with like a condition, and then we have updated the record, and then we are updating like an instant record as well. Okay, and here just if I click on over here, then I can see assignment group we are setting into like a network. If the category is network, then assignment group should be set to network. Okay, that's how which we can go ahead actually. Okay, and whenever this is done, so we can add on like in furthermore few more actions, flow logics and then subflows as well if we require. Okay, so now we are done with like in configuring, but still if I click on like and if I go ahead with like a network and if I give the values and if I save the form, so this won't be available, so the network won't come because see here we haven't activated this one. So see we have a test, activation and save. Okay, so we can save the flow designer first. Okay, and this is saved. See flow saved successfully, we got the message as well. And then we can test this up as well. So just give any of a value over here, any of a record value over here, and then run test. So we'll get like in the process as well. So there is no error executing the flow because the value doesn't have a network field, network value about that. Okay, so just leave about this right now. As of now, just focus on like in the activate. So activate is something this will work whenever we click on activate only, because until if I'm not going to click on that specific activate button, this flow designer will be in inactive. So normally we do have like an active button in everywhere, right? Notifications in, wherever we discussed about like anywhere policies or imports or somewhere else, transfer maps and everything, we will find a application and active button, active field over there. In the same way, here we have a button format which is nothing but activate. So whenever I click on this activate, okay, so this will be activated. This will execute in our incident table. Okay, so that's how which will go ahead actually. 1 second. So see, your flow will start running when trigger conditions are met. Activate it. So there is like a record on auto action number is like a one is mandatory and must be filled in. What was that? Here it is like nothing is mandatory, right? Okay, so the whatever the record which we have given, which is like in the mandatory fields was there. So that's how it's going ahead actually. So no need to worry about it. So whenever I click on like a new record, okay, so if I give the value as like a network, category value as like a network, okay, and give the mandatory fields over here and then save the form. And this assignment group will be updated as network. It will take some time actually because it is like in pro designers. Okay, so it will take some time to update the assignment group as like in network. So I'll keep on refreshing this. As of now, this is like a new record, right? So let me go ahead with like in from my existing record only, which I will update the category as like network. So if I change the category as network and if I update it, so it will take some time to update it as like an assignment group is network and give here and there, and it will show up. Let that come up. And meanwhile, let me recall it again. So flow designers is something which we are going to automate any kind of process like approvals, tasks, notifications, okay, or any table operations. So here I showed you like in table operations over here as a use case. Okay, so that's how which we can perform all kind of operations, all kind of activities by using like an flow designers, just like a that one workflow. Okay, so this can be used in integrations as well. So which is nothing but something upon checking a flow designers, it will be easy to understand. See, upon checking over here, so it will be like an easy to understand what's the condition, what we are doing and everything, which is something understandable, right? So that's what about like in which we can call it as a natural language. And here this is something which we are going to automating a process within a single environment, single design environment. Okay, so we do have like in components called flows, flow subflows, and conditions and actions as well. So whenever we create like in flows, we are going to set up like in conditions over here and then actions as well. So in that specific conditions or actions or somewhere in our actions, if I want to add on like in any other subflows as well, so then that can be done too. We do have a subflows as well in under action section, okay, components, and from there we can go ahead actually. Okay, so let me refresh this. So it takes some time actually. Let's wait for that. And one more thing is like, and we can test it out when upon checking on clicking on like in the test button as well. Okay, if there is like any error handling or something which we are going to handle. Let's say example, I just need to check on like in all the execution kind of stuff and all and errors and all, which I just need to go ahead. Okay, if error is like an occurring in a specific flow designer, okay, so then it will run and it will showcase errors as well. Okay, if I click on this, say record and action must be one is mandatory and must be filled in. And so why was that happening here? Not sure actually. We have given the values exactly right. Let me refresh it. It doesn't got saved or what. So now this is done and update record, update incident record. Why this is still, yeah. So while clicking on like there, so extra kind of stuff was like in came up actually. One more action was like in triggered within empty spaces. That's what it's not coming up. Okay, let me save the form. So it will take some time, at least like in 30 to 40 seconds sometimes. Okay, so let me load it again and I'll go with your questions meanwhile. So don't want to waste your time too.
Hi, Priyanka.
Hey, hi.
Okay, I just want to know, like, what is the difference between workflows and the flow designer? Because
It's like, yeah, go ahead.
both we are doing the same thing, right? Even the
Mm,
workflow, it is a sequence of activities automating all the
mm, mm,
process,
mm.
and same here in flow designer as well. So I
Yes,
just want to
actually,
know.
I told you in the starting as well. This once again, I'll repeat it. So, these workflows and flow designers are same, and whatever which we worked on is like. And so, let's say example, if I got a requirement, so that can be fulfilled by any of a one workflow and flow designers as well. So workflow which you can choose. So whatever which you are feeling like and comfortable, you can go and choose it and can work on. Okay, the major difference which I can say this is the advanced one. The flow designers is the advanced one which we got in our recent versions. Okay, so here without scripting, which we can go ahead actually. Okay, so just setting up like a trigger conditions and then the actions over here, then it will be performed. Whereas if I go to like in the workflows, we need to drag and drop like an activities and setting up like in that, and then you can go with like in scripting as well as a run activity. So we do have like in a kind of extended process which we have in like in workflow, which is something earlier one, and this is something the latest one which we got actually. So choosing on like an in workflow or else flow designers, it's like an up to you. So based on your preference, which you can go ahead actually. Okay, so flow designers is something the latest the latest versions which we got it. Okay, I think this is we got it like in Paris version, I guess, or Orlando version. Okay, so from there which we are using workflow, but most of the senior developers, whoever like in familiar with the workflow, they are going with that only. But if some guys will feel like, so I just need to explore new things and need to work on like a latest kind of stuff and all, they will go with the flow designer. So it's up to us. But from a client point of view, they won't bother about like, and you just need to go with only the workflow or else only the flow designers. The thing is, they just need to see the requirement point of view, so the requirement fulfilled or not, that's it. So choosing of like in anything is like in is up to us only. But which I can say this is the latest one.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so we got this, but they haven't removed the workflow operations from like in the service now instance. So we do have like in both, they are maintaining both.
Hello, Priyanka.
Yes,
Yeah, like in actions part, we had one flow logic, right?
correct.
Yeah,
We can
can you
set up, yeah, we can set up like in the conditions, like if conditions, which conditions and all this stuff and all. Okay, so let's say example, if the condition, if the any kind of, let's say example, if I go to like in the workflow activities, which I told you before, so there is a condition, right? Condition kind of activity, right? So if I drag on that one, I'll get like in if condition, switch condition, and else, and also all the stuff and all which I got it. So if your requirement having like in condition based or switch based or something else, okay, so then we can go with that and we can go ahead. Okay, so as of now, in my experience, I haven't worked on like in workflows in my projects actually. I was using like in workflows from like in starting and even now as well. So it's up to you. You can explore a lot and you can learn it. But I don't want to miss this concept as well for you guys, because as it is like in latest one, so it might come for your interviews and even for while working too. So that's how we do have that flow logic to add on like in the condition based kind of, or something which you have in as per like a requirement, we can go ahead.
So like what my question is, already in trigger we are giving the conditions to that
Mhm.
should be met when
Yeah,
the action is triggered. And
correct.
why are we again using conditions part in actions?
Let's example here, I do highlight in only the normal conditions actually. So if the category is this one, and if the some other categories, or else let's say example some other field is something, so it be depending on like in field based. So I have given the incident table over here and the field based conditions which I'm mentioning over here actually. So if it is like in, uh, it's up to us actually if it is like in something beyond to the logic. So it's like in the beyond to the conditions, if something which we need to go ahead with like in switch statement. So if it is like in switch, we do have like a lot of cases as well there, right? First case one, case two, case three, we do have multiple. So if something beyond to this, then we'll go with the flow logic. And there we don't have like in not only these stuff actually. Let me go with the flow logic and we'll show you. See, if we have else, if else, and for each one, okay, so it will go with like in all these logics actually. So this we cannot go ahead with like in the single condition over here, right? So that's how we do have like in a kind of extra or advanced functionalities over here in flow logic actually. Okay, see here, wait for duration of time. So if I set like in any duration over here, okay, it will wait for that one and it will check on like in condition. But here, the waiting condition is not available. Okay, so that's how which we can go ahead with like an advanced, what do you say, features in a flow logic. Got it?
Yeah, thank you.
Good then. I'm not sure why this is not updating till now, but that should happen actually for sure. Okay, so while you're trying, guys, just check it out. If the assignment group is something or some or anything, not only assignment group, you can go with any kind of stuff and all and check it out. Okay, so let me go with like in JavaScript basics over here. And one more thing, I just need to show you how to add this flow designer to your catalog item. It's example Apple iPod 3 is a catalog item. Okay, so if I scroll down, so what we worked on like in the future before. LG, yeah. Yeah, see, under process engine, we have flow, right? So just go ahead with like in this one, and then here we'll get like in the flows over there. Just check on like in the any of a flow, and then you can go ahead actually. Okay, so that's how it will work on. If this is not going to work on, so directly activating is also will work on. Activate it and add on the workflow over here, and that will work for sure. Okay, so let me go. So now, as of now, we are done with like in administration part of like in today, guys. Just go with like in each and every concept and practice it. If you have any queries or if you are not clear with like in those stuff, okay, just you can mail me or you can ping me as well, or else you guys can discuss in the next class as well. So let me remind you again. Today we are going to. I will brush up like in few JavaScript kind of basic kind of stuff and all like 20 minutes over here today. And I told you that in a previous classes, just go to W3 schools JavaScript and then YouTube, and then we do have like a lot of stuff as well, Code Academy, and we do have a lot of sources to check on like in basics of JavaScript that will help you. Okay, and tomorrow I'm going to cover like in ServiceNow scripting basics. It's like in we do have a Glide APIs records, Glide user records, and all this stuff and all the APIs which I'm going to cover tomorrow. Okay, and third and fourth, so these 3 days we don't have like in class actually as like in weekend. So just take it as an assignment or something. Just third and fourth, just check it out like in tomorrow's whatever which I'm going to tell tomorrow. Okay, the methods and everything which you just need to go and practice over there. I'll tell you how to do that too as well tomorrow. Okay, so from fifth, I'm going to start actual developing concepts of like in from here. Okay, this is a kind of like in, if you are good with this concept, then it will be easy to understand the rest of our concepts actually. Okay, then we'll go with like in scripting concept from fifth, and whenever this is done, and then we'll go with the integrations next week. So most probably September second week, it's like in third week, right? So 15th or 16th, I'm gonna complete this training. Okay, most probably if everything goes well, okay, then I'm going to go to complete with like 15th or 16th of this month only. Sorry, next month, this month only, right? Yeah, we are in first, so this month only. Okay, so before that, just prepare the resumes and check it out like in the interview questions as well as I shared you in the previous class. Okay, just check it out the interview questions and sample resumes, prepare it. I do have say share like in sample resumes as well. Check it out and edit your profile. Okay, and then upload those resumes in the job sites and create a LinkedIn account if you don't have, and from there also you can get a lot of opportunities. Just click on like in ServiceNow professionals, connect with like a lot of ServiceNow professional guys, and from there you get like a post and you can apply from there too. Okay, and check it out like in the openings which is going ahead with like in indirect sites also. So let's say example, your dream job is in Infosys or else Microsoft or Google or else any other company, let's say example. Just go with that specific what do you say, company careers. It's like an infosys.careers.com or else Cognizant careers or else Capgemini careers, or the there we'll get it. So there you can upload a form. Okay, if there is like a no referrals or someone is there for you, okay, just you can try it from there as well. And then whenever you're getting the calls and all, just be prepared of that, and you're prepared, you're ready with like in all the stuff and all. So I'm ready to take a mock interview as well. Just ping me when you are ready to go with like a mock interview. Okay, then I'll be happy to schedule a call for you guys individually. Okay, one-on-one session only. Okay, then I can suggest you so where you're lagging and where you need to practice and everything. So don't worry, I have taken like a lot of interviews as well. So that will help you a lot for sure. Okay, so just follow the process as well, so that which you can get job as soon as possible, which I can say. So don't get hesitate or something. So I'm here to help you. So any queries or something which you can mail me at any time. So maybe the reply might be sometimes delay due to my busy schedule, but no worries, for sure I'm going to reply back. Okay, this is a mail ID, servicenow.trainingclasses@gmail.com. So you can reach out to me for any queries only regarding this ServiceNow training and your job purpose. Okay, so that's how, guys. We are done with like an administration part for today. Okay, shall we continue or else what do you guys say? Shall I go ahead with like in this 15 minutes or else do you want me to start freshly from tomorrow?
Priyanka, I feel we can just go through the basics of JavaScript.
Yeah, even that also, if you're good with now, then I'll go with today only, or else even it is like in tomorrow also, I'll go with this basics and then only I'll go with the scripting.
I think you
And
should start tomorrow so that we're going to be fresh.
and that's what I was thinking, because this is a different part which we are entering into.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was feeling. So don't worry, even if it is like in tomorrow also, I'm going to brush up like in JavaScript basics. It's just like in just giving like in what is conditions, what is functions, and what we are going to use it, that's it, not more than that. And if you want to go ahead with like in few more kind of stuff and all, so as I told you before, just go with the sites which I referred before, and then you can explore it. So tomorrow we will brush up like in JavaScript, and then the glide APIs of our ServiceNow scripting. Okay, so that will help you a lot. And for sure, please spend some time, third and fourth, to check it out, like in those methods and then those details which I'm going to share you tomorrow. Okay, that will help you a lot for sure. I can guarantee it. Okay, so from 5th to 9th, which we are going to cover the scripting concepts. Okay, that will be very easy if you are good with like in these documents which I'm gonna explain tomorrow. Okay, and after that, we'll go with the integrations as well. That will be okay for everyone too. Yeah, guys, I hope all good for today. So we'll continue from tomorrow as that is like a different part. Okay, as we are done with like an administration part, and check it out and practice. If you're not clear with like in any concepts or something, please let me know. I'm here to help you out. Okay. Yeah, guys, any further questions or concerns you have, you can. Else
Please,
we will.
Priyanka,
Mhm.
the drive. How long are we going to have access to this to the Google Drive?
This will be there for like in for lifetime only. But if in case, let's say exam, let me give my concern as well over here. See, my drive is like an almost 73% was like in full. Okay, if it is like in more than 80 or 90 or something, I cannot add like in the future batch classes over here, right? So unfortunately, if that got like a deleted, or else I won't go with like in recent batch actually. I'll go with like a ninth or 10th batch. If in case that happened, if in case your drive access is like not available for you in future, maybe 6 months or 1 year or something else, you can check with me so I can give you the latest batch details as well.
Okay,
Okay,
thank
so
you.
it will be there. Yeah, it will be there for sure, like in which I can guarantee 6 months for sure. And even though, even after, so I cannot create like a new email ID for this to store on, because all of my students will have this email ID to approach me. So I just need to be available for them as well. So I can create one more email ID and I can go with like in freshly the storage from 0%. But the thing is like, and I just want to be in touch with like in everyone, right? That's what I'm not going to inactivate this or doing something. Okay, so I will delete previous batches video sometimes, not every time. Okay, if that happen, unfortunately, you can let me know. I can go with like in giving a fresh batch videos as well for you guys. If that is there, then fine. If not, let me know. You just need to mail me or text me so that I can help you out for sure. So for, which I can say it will be a lifetime if you approach me.
Priyanka, just one more thing. So you have uploaded the documents, right? Service of
Mm,
documents is there, and inside that we could see like admin docs as well.
mm.
So as of now, what we have to go through, the ones which are inside that folder service now, admin docs.
Yeah, let me open the document. So I'm going to, I thought of like an expanding this document of tomorrow actually, because here I'm going to open like a glide record forms and need to expand actually. So let me go with now only. So here we do have like in see guys, CSA dumps we have, and CAD also is nothing but kind of like a on more certification we have. So these certifications which you can, if you are preparing for like in these stuff, just you can prepare these latest dumps over here. Okay, so I do have like a latest this San Diego version dumps which I have actually, but later on the Tokyo came up, right? So that I haven't got it from like an anyone. So if I got that immediately, I will add on to like in this documents for sure. Okay, so here we have like in next one is like in service now admin docs. So here, if I click on here, we'll get like in based on all the what do you say concepts which you have. So you can go with like each and every document over here and you can check it out of what it is. So here you will get like in let's say example, you are going with a UI policy. What is UI policy? What's kind of like in the text format, the PDF format will be available over there. Okay, and here see the sample resumes which you have. So here I do have like in the zip file as well. Okay, and experience from like a fresher to 2 years, and then snow service now sample resumes which I have given over here. So based on your experience, let's say you're going ahead with like in 3 years or 4 years or something else. Okay, so I have given a sample resumes with like in 7 items. Just check it out. I'm not telling you like and just copy paste it is exactly the same thing. Just go to like an all the stuff and all, and then grab the points whatever which you feel impressed. Okay, and you can edit your own resume if you are done with that. So even I can check that too as well later. So that will help you for preparing your resume. Okay, and then snow topics which you know, so the syllabus, and the glide record stuff and all which I'm going to discuss tomorrow. And then resume samples is one more stuff. So interview questions which I have over here, right? So just go to the interview questions. Here I have like an almost 6 documents, I guess. Okay, just I'm pretty sure this will cover almost 70 to 80% of questions in your interview. Okay, and one more stuff is like they will go with like in use cases as well. So use cases kind of stuff and all which you can go ahead with like in this coding questions we have here, right? And this will help you. And then JavaScript prime also, the zip also which how you can go with this as well. Okay, and learning service now, just check with this one, and scripting documents also, say mastering service now, just check this one. You'll get like a lot of details regarding like in scripting. You will get like in scripting in service now fundamentals. These two will help you to get like a lot of use cases on scripting. Okay, so from there you can go ahead, and this document folder, which whatever we have over here is something regarding specific concept only. Okay, and this is regarding like a service portal, which one day which I have explained you, right, what is service portal and how it will be and how we are going to configure. So if I open this, I'll get like a lot of details over here, so how it started and everything. So kind of like in presentation. So just you can go ahead and which you can go with all the stuff, what is portal and how many are there and everything, which you can check it out. Okay, and the glide sessions and everything. So these details will be available. ServiceNow docs. As per like in your question, Priya, you can go with the administration docs right now. It's like in now, and then we can go with like in the concepts, whatever which right over here. Like let's say you have policy, and let me goes down. We'll get like in dictionary, all the stuff and all which you have. Okay, just ACL, SLS on application models and everything. Just check it out, these stuff, reference qualifier and everything. If you are good with like and all this stuff and all, then tomorrow I'm going to go with like a glide record, glide system, glide users and everything. Just check with it. And parallelly, if you have time, prepare a resume and then upload it and go with the interview questions. That will help you these 2 weeks if you are good with like in those stuff, right? So you can attend the interviews on like in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and from the next month or the October or November for sure everyone will get placed for sure. But I observed one more thing over here is like, so last month and this month the openings was like in something red, became down actually. Okay, but anyhow openings is there actually, there, but anyhow the flow was like in a bit reduced. But don't be worried about that as well. So grab the opportunities whatever you got, and for sure you'll get. Okay, so that's what we know, right? The hiring team will be down for like in few quarters and few months or few weeks, and then they will come back. So that's how it will be, but no need to worry about it. For sure we'll get like a lot of opportunities, lot of openings in service now. It's like in booming, and it's going like in, the growth was like in really high over here. So just focus and then practice and work hard, so for sure you'll get it. Okay, any queries, something which you have, let me know. Hope your question was clear, Priya.
Yes, Priyanka. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, good then. Anyhow, we are near to 9 o'clock, so all good. Any questions you have, guys? Okay, fine then. Okay, thank you for joining today. Okay, tomorrow we'll meet with like in the new concept and new part as well in our training. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Take care then. Bye bye.
Thank you, Priyanka. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Hi, Bianca. Thanks. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Bye.